I think also, you have to go full time when like you're so busy. I crashed my car 3 times because, you're just going from A to B, like you're juggling so much.
Yeah.
And I literally crashed my car 3 times.
This morning we are going to visit 2 sisters, Alex and Georgie, who have 2 brands, Bobbish Luxe and Post Society. Going to hear a little bit about their story, see how they've created 2 brands simultaneously. I think that's a unique challenge in itself. Not only having just one sustainable brand, but 2 is a really impressive feat. So do that. They've got a pop-up store, so we're going to go check out the pop-up store, grab some lunch and a coffee after, and then the rest of the day is just back here, bit of work to do, and then maybe a little bit of golf later, and that's it. Pretty stock standard day, and I'm excited to get into it.
I'm Alex.
Nice to meet you.
Georgie.
Nice to meet you.
How you going?
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you. It's good.
Welcome to the office.
So good.
Yeah.
Very nondescript, I know. I've come past it many times.
Yeah. I know. We kind of like keeping it a little bit like discreet.
Yeah.
It's like we just got a little world in here, Yeah.
When did you guys move from the city one?
We
a year
moved,
and a half ago?
No, 2 years.
ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Outgrew it or?
Yeah, just outgrew it.
Yeah.
So we've kind of like
Almost outgrown this now.
well, Toast isn't here.
Yeah.
We have Toast at a 3PL.
Okay.
So we just have Bobbish here.
Yeah.
Hey
guys, how are you going? How are you?
It's Jai, right?
Yes.
Jai.
Yeah. See?
So yeah, we have the little packing station here,
Yeah.
and then we just like, as I said, we have Bobbish here. We had a go box in the car park for a while, but we sold that stock, so that was
That's good, yeah. Is this
So-
all like stuff that you don't really use anymore?
Yeah, it's kind
and-
of like samples and just like
Yeah.
excess stock of styles that like don't move that well.
Yeah. What do you do with it most of the time? Try and get rid of it? Or
We
you
do.
just...
Well, the past 4 years or 3 years, we've done like a sample sale.
Yeah.
For like 2 days over a weekend.
Yeah.
Just
Clear it
throw
out.
there, clear
Yeah.
it out.
That's good.
Yeah.
You guys ship everything for Bobbish from here?
Yeah, ship everything from here.
Yeah.
And then we've got a 3PL in America that has some stock as well.
Yeah.
Not a huge amount because we're trying to.
We've got lots of SKUs, so it's hard to work out
Yeah.
what's like hold there. So we just kept bestsellers, but then I don't know, it was hard to
Yeah. It's tough,
decide.
isn't it?
Yeah. So it was mostly just like wholesale orders that were like cross-docked. So they
Yeah.
were repackaged for our wholesale partners, and then they just ship when they paid.
Yeah.
So that was easy.
That's
So we
cool.
just ship via sea. And they just sat there till they
That's
paid.
cool. Yeah.
So
It's a
yeah.
good idea.
Yeah.
Do you have a 3PL here as well?
Or toast.
For Toast, we
Toast,
do.
yeah.
In Adelaide. Because those are like, they're puffy and a lot of them are puffy.
Yeah.
So they just take up so much space.
And you don't like vacuum seal them or anything too?
No.
Nah, because then you have to steam
They
them
would
off.
ruin
They
it, yeah,
just
it
come
ruins
out
the-
looking
yeah.
gross.
Yeah.
So, 3PL for that brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks good.
But yeah, a year left here, and then should I know something
What's
hard
the
to
plan?
find somewhere to sort of beat. I don't know, this space here is just so nice, like with the windows.
Yeah,
and
the natural
everything.
light.
So,
Yeah, we need I need windows in my life
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
like natural
And did
space.
you build all this then? This was
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is, we use this for like content shoots.
Yeah.
When there's not boxes and stuff.
Yep.
And we do like lots of rack photos
Yeah.
and videos because they do really well with ads.
Yeah.
So like this has been a good space for just like content and things like that.
Yeah. Having the store now has been good for content though.
Yeah.
Like, we've
Yeah.
been doing the whole like standing out the front.
Yeah, I watched those the
Yeah,
other day.
yeah.
I did see those the other day.
Yeah, we've made ourselves
We put it off for about 3 years and now we're just like
time to bite the bullet.
You have to do it, I think. Someone like everyone wants to buy from the founder.
Yeah.
More so than the brand now, I think.
I know.
Like, it builds a lot of
I'd love to
trust.
like really show people like what it's like who we are.
Well,
but then
that's
it's
like-
like there's such a
fine line.
fine line between wanting to be sort of a bit of a premium feel and brand to like really showing what goes on and like our personalities as well. We just
we've
need
got-
a Riley to follow us around.
You do. It makes it easier. I think like you start to peel back the curtain a little bit
Yeah.
and you kind of all those little quirks that you have or like those
Yeah.
conversations that you have that you think no one would
Cares
find
about.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels mundane to you, but
Yeah.
someone else that
is aspiring to get to that level, they're like, oh, like that's really interesting. I didn't know that it worked like that.
Yeah.
With the plug, you a paper chaser, then got your block on fire, remaining the G. Until the moment you aspire, you know what it is. I made nothing out of something, take care of them kids. It ain't no crying if you hustling, you a paper chaser, then got your block on fire, remaining the G. Until the moment you aspire, you know what it is. I made nothing out of something, take care of them kids. It ain't no crying if you hustling.
So we are with Alex and Georgie today, two amazing sisters that have...
I forgot Lottie.
And Lottie as well, sorry, and Lottie. They have two incredible women's fashion wear brands, Bubbish Luxe and Toast Society. I knew them from actually just running into them at their old warehouse where there was a photo studio. I remember the Toast Society days when I was shooting something in pub naps, and I reached out to you guys. I guess just reached out and said I'd like to share your story and learn a bit more about how you had your success and, you know, talk about the brands that you've grown in Adelaide here. So yeah, thank you for having me, first of all.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, Bubbish Luxe was the first brand,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yep.
So how did that whole process happen, and what was the thoughts there?
Yeah, well, so I studied marketing, and I was working for Frame Agency, which is like a
Yep.
marketing digital agency. Loved it, but I just had something within me that wanted to do something on my own, and always loved fashion and just fashion. I don't know, just like all girls say that, and it's like, I don't know, it was just within us. And Georgie was the same.
Both of our parents own their businesses as well, always. So
Yeah.
I think that was like always within us too, wanting to kind of have our own thing.
Yeah.
We just didn't know what that looked like.
And we'd always talk about wanting to work together.
Yeah.
We just wanted to be together. We're 4 years apart, but we're very close. 4 years apart in age, but very close. So I don't know, we just wanted to work together and do something together. So then I bought a jacket, like a fur jacket, and I started wearing it. And then everyone just asked me where it was from. And then I started to think, oh, I should make one of these and sell them. So Georgie found a factory, and we just got some samples made, and kind of were just like pretending that we had a business already so that they would send us samples. And so then I made a PDF file and then sent it to all my friends, and then I started getting orders.
Yeah.
And then they started sending it to like their mums. And then it kind of was this PDF that was going around.
Yeah.
And I was getting orders from it. So then it kind of just like...
Well, at that time as well, I guess I was, I studied international tourism and uni. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I just like did whatever. And then I ended up wanting to like get into fashion as well. So again, I didn't really know what that sort of looked like. So I ended up in just like in wholesale, working with like sales. And then I moved into real estate sales actually as well. And then at this time, I just started to just not like love it. The hours were just like so full on, you know, weekends, nights. And Alex had just started getting some traction with her PDFs to mums and daughters. And we just saw that there was something there.
Yeah.
And I think at that time, I was also working at, I think, like Wild Child. So I had all like my pretty friends. And then we decided to use them in a photo shoot and just like take it to that like next level.
What year was this?
That would have been
2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you go about finding that first supplier and that first jacket? Because, I mean, back then you're obviously all self-taught, like no one had shown you how to do it. Like, how did you go through that process?
Deep dive on the internet and like maybe a bit of Alibaba.
Yeah.
But it was a hunting down situation, getting lost in the web.
So you're both pretty resourceful then in terms
Very, yeah.
of you were, this is what I want to do, we're going to figure it out ourselves.
Yeah. So we used to be obsessed with vintage clothes, and we would like we just wanted to find things, and it was always finding something that no one else had.
Yeah.
That's what it was always what we wanted. Like we didn't want to go to parties on the weekend wearing what she was wearing. And so I think that's where like the fur jacket thing also started, because no one had one. And so it's all coming to me.
Yeah. That's where it started, yeah.
That's kind of where it started. And then it was, the hunting. The hunting, that's where it... So it was always just finding suppliers and even jumping here. But for when we landed our wholesale partner in America. It was literally just like Georgie going onto Google and finding a agency that would showcase our brand to all the suppliers. It was always just like sending a million emails.
Yeah, I think I probably learned that from real estate too.
Okay.
Because like the hit rate, reaching out to get a listing and it's like, it's like 1 in 50 people reply. So I guess I had that mentality when reaching out to these agencies and even like reaching out to stores.
Keep going forward.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, until you get the reply.
It's such a good point. Yeah. I think it's a really good skill to be able to
Just like that
keep powering forward and not getting, I guess, discouraged.
Yeah.
Did you have a website or anything like that, a name, business?
Yep. So we started off with the Squarespace website.
Yep.
Because it's just such an intuitive platform to make a website.
Mm-hmm.
And this was before Shopify was Shopify.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually we moved over to Shopify once we started growing, and Shopify became sort of a lot more renowned, well-known in the e-com space.
Mm-hmm.
But Squarespace was so good to start with. It was just like dragging and dropping. Great templates.
And the name, Bubbish Lux?
Yes. So
All
our
came
last
at the same
name,
time?
Well, our last name is Babiska.
Yeah.
And so it sort of derived from our last name. And I think the product we sell being sort of like very European looking, it sort of matched up.
So at school I was called Miss Babish, and I think that's where you did it too.
Yeah, so it kind of made sense.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm jumping here, but then Toast sort of like came about because there was...
Through more hunting.
That was another hunt?
Yeah, it was another hunt.
Because we wanted a colourful, stylish puffer jacket. It was mainly all just like Kathmandu at the time.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing cool.
Yeah. Were you guys working full time? Yeah, because I think there's probably a bit of a gap where you'd launched Bubbish. Yeah. It wasn't a self-sustaining business yet, but
No, yeah.
when did you start to get your first traction or be like, oh, okay, we might be onto something that we're selling to more than just our friends and family? Like, when did that kind of moment happen? And
Yeah, well, I think the turning point was once Georgie had done all of our cold emailing to all of these American agencies.
Mm-hmm.
We got one that said, we want to sign you.
Previous though, we jumped in the car. Well, no, we jumped on a plane and took a suitcase of samples to Sydney.
Okay, great.
Hired a car and just literally went around to all of these stores trying to sell our product.
Yeah.
So again, I think that comes back to that whole like real estate kind of being rocking up at people's doors, like dice, door knock.
Do you want to stock our brand?
And you weren't selling it online, like you weren't like running ads at that time. You were literally going door to door as like door to door salesman, selling your product as though you had a big business.
Yeah.
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 It's pretty cool. I think no one would do that. Like,
Oh my God, I know.
absolutely no
I'm
one would
like,
do that. It's an incredible part of the journey. I think that you had the knowledge and the guts to, I guess, to just get in the car and go and
Yeah,
sell.
it was extremely, what would be the right word? Would I say maybe not demoralising, but it was pretty like ruthless. Like
Yeah.
people would be like, cool, like good luck, girls.
Yeah. And now some of those good luck girls are
They stock us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think also, you have to go full time when like you're so busy. I crashed my car 3 times because, you're going from A to B, like you're juggling so much.
Yeah.
And I literally crashed my car 3 times. And it was like, enough is enough. You've got too much on your plate. It's time to go full time.
So we took over our entire parent house.
Did you?
Yeah, our bedrooms, we weren't living with them at the time. We kind of moved back in. And both our bedrooms were turned into like warehouses kind of thing. And like their whole double garage was our warehouse. And then their second living room was our office and packing room.
Yeah.
But they loved it. They loved us being there every day.
That's cool.
It was fun.
Yeah. How long into the business were you going full time then? Like, how quickly did this happen?
A year and a half.
Yeah. Yeah.
So within the first year, do you remember your first year of revenue then? Like, was that a...
Yeah, because we entered a competition with Perks accounting.
Okay, yeah.
And we won it.
Oh, no.
I think our first year of revenue, 600K.
That's incredible. So at what point were you like, we've got enough momentum now and enough money behind us to invest in another brand and start to, split our focus a little bit? When did that happen and how? What made you choose the puffer jackets and, how did that whole
I think it was just a different vibe that we wanted to go for. We wanted it to be younger. We wanted it to be bright and bold and fun. And that wasn't really the vibe with Babish. It was a bit older.
Sophisticated.
Yeah, it's like a $400 jacket. These were going to be a $200 below sort of product.
Yeah.
I don't know why we just thought, let's create something new and fresh. It was a really good decision, I think, because we could just completely have two different brands that gave two different things, and we could reach two different sets of customers. That grew really quickly. I think it was just right time, right product. Our biggest year was in COVID.
At what point were you like, okay, it's just us two, when we need to start hiring some people to manage the operations part of it? We're shipping everything ourselves. Like, you know, how did you go about that part of the process?
Yeah. I guess we started, our first hire was a graphic designer.
Yes, yeah.
Who was also super savvy in other things. So she was able to, like, help us in...
She kind of set things up, and she set a lot of systems up, and she was just... Yeah, she was a good hire.
Yeah, and at that time we didn't have, like, the integrations of, you know, ships at the shipping portal talking to the return set to talking to, like, Shopify.
Yeah.
So it was sort of getting all of that set up. And then it was as communications girl. So we kind of did sort of 3 hires during COVID.
Yeah.
Because we had that interest from all those wholesale partners, and then our DNC for Toast just, like, blew up.
What mistakes do you see people make trying to create, you know, fashion brands these days then?
They spend more than they're making.
Yeah.
Literally, it just comes down to, like, they're not looking at their numbers enough. Pretty, like, on that, aren't we?
Yeah,
like,
very.
Yeah.
Having been savvy for so long, do you struggle with the thought process of being like, let's go and spend some money to...
Yes. That is where we, like, need help. So someone being like, you just have to do it, believe in yourselves, and take the...
We make calculated risks, I think. But I think now we need to take some more risks.
How do you guys grow then? Like, where do you think, you know, that you've spoken about combining the brands a little bit, but what else? What other things you see growing?
Probably some people.
So start
but I think
thing.
it's like that thing of, like, well, how are we keeping busy all the time? And it's more just like, well, they might not be busy all the time. And it's just taking that risk so that Georgie and I can actually, rather than doing the work, we can work on the business and look at it bird's eye and work out what's the next step.
And concentrate on the growth of the business as opposed to, like, the daily cogs of the business.
It's a really big sticking point, I think, for most people, is being able to step back and actually delegate really well, because you just want to be...
I also love doing the work, though. Like, I love doing the work and working.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's also giving it to someone else to do. Like, I mainly still do all the Instagram stuff. Someone just schedules it for me, but it's like, I need to just hand that over.
Speaking of shop fronts, then, like, how important is what you've created with the pop-up store? Like, is that the first time you've done it?
Yeah. First time we've done it.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we did it, because now we sort of know what it's like to have a store, and it's tough. It's great. Like, it's been really a good branding thing. We've had some great days in there. We've also had some really slow days. But I think online is kind of just where it's at.
And what we want
to concentrate on rather than splitting that time, like what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
But it's been nice to create an experience for people and for them to come in and touch and feel the products and get to know us. Georgie and I have been working in there a bit because we want to talk to our customer. We want to find out, like, what is missing from their wardrobe, how they heard about us, what they needed from us, you know, fits and things. So we're in there a bit.
We've also used the space as, like, a content space for us as the founders to stand out the front and talk about our products, which we've found us doing, like, quite well in our ads. So that's given us some confidence to keep on doing that as well. Yeah. So, which is something we've obviously we've been putting off for, like, 3 years, and we're like, it's time. Yeah. And now it works.
How do you quality control your products? Because you've got so many SKUs that you mentioned about. How do you go through that? Have you set a quality control process in place? Do you have an agent that does it for you?
No, we don't. We just, at the moment, we have really good factories. And things have arrived not the right color, but we've had to Photoshop. It's the quality's there, but the color might arrive wrong. Like I was reading yesterday. We sort of just have to, at the moment, we just problem solve it and workshop. And if it's that bad, we get it remade. But they send videos and they send photos before anything is sent from the bulk production. And we get pre-production samples. So it's not, there's a process.
But there isn't
we haven't got someone on the ground dedicated.
Do you think that will come?
Yeah, I think that'll definitely come.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like with like a tech pack and a checklist and be like, okay, here's the tech pack of the design, here's the Pantone.
Yeah.
You're going to tick it off, kind of go through that process.
Yes.
Well, that's our next hire will be a garment tech, who will take care of that process.
It's good. Well, thank you. It's been really good. It's been very interesting so far.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just finished filming with Alex and Georgie. They were very kind with their time. Previously, I didn't understand the value proposition and how they had their success. Biggest takeaway for me was, one, they kind of just figured it out as they went along. They weren't scared to fail. They weren't scared to try and learn something. And the second thing was probably they just focused on being one thing to one person. They niched down first, and now they're kind of getting the chance to expand and build a business out. But early on, it was the biggest focus was being a specific fur coat to a specific person that they're looking for. And from that, two really incredible businesses have grown, and they've got good staff. They're stocked all around the world. The US is a big market for them. Got an amazing office space and warehouse / studio that they're in at the moment, and they're doing some amazing collaborations with some really well-known people in the space. So we just had a look at their pop-up store as well. Really beautiful space. They're only there for a couple of months, but I can see that a desire to have something long-term. The lady Imi that was working there, she was really kind to show us through a couple of their best sellers and said if she could work there long-term, she would, which I think is a testament to the brands and the culture and the business that are built. So yeah, that's it.